Well, it's officially the most wonderful day of the year.
No, it's not.
Halloween is, objectively speaking, the best holiday. Christmas is better. Christmas is all about the money and the corporate greed.
Excuse me?
Halloween is like...
About candy.
It's just
spending money on
it's
candy.
It's just the vibes. How much did we spend on our Costco candy?
I don't know.
Like under $20.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do you spend at Christmas? You shop for Christmas year round, which is like, I really respect it.
A lot more than $15.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it brings me joy all year round. Halloween brings me joy for a day.
I mean, I'm not going to poo-poo on your passion for Christmas.
I feel like you are.
I just think it's overrated.
Anyways.
Welcome to episode...
I don't know, 6? 5? 4?
Hang on. No, because you technically... It's episode 6, because you do the even numbers.
Yeah.
Because I started at 1, then you did 2, and then obviously it's going to progress from there.
Numbers, yeah.
So it's episode 6. Welcome. I'm Alex, the male boy voice. I can't say man because I'm not.
Well, why don't you just say I'm Alex? You don't have to say... People can hear your voice.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Svea.
Welcome to episode 6. She's going to tell the story this time. I'm really excited. Because it's literally like it's like a dark, stormy night. It's literally Halloween. Blue Jays playing Game 6 of the World Series tonight. They could win at home. It's all coming up us today. Me, anyway.
Did you just jinx the Blue Jays?
I said they could. Not they're gonna.
No.
Yeah, should we just jump right into this?
Yeah, I have a joke first.
Okay, perfect.
Which you keep on looking at my screen, so I feel like you already know it.
I can't see that. Yeah, all that I know is that local. We're staying local. We're staying in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, we're staying local. What? Okay, but I gave you a hint. Remember? Last episode I said this happened at the same time as your story happened.
Oh, that means nothing to me, though. It occurred at the same time?
Or the connection. The connection was at the same time.
The connection. I don't know what that means.
You'll figure it out.
Okay, what's the joke?
Okay, so I found this from joke.com. Upjoke.com. I looked up Nova Scotian jokes. Just because. Okay, so it's actually kind of funny. I'm going to laugh. Okay. Oh, I just realized that they mentioned the blonde employee. Why did she have to be blonde? Anyways, whatever. Okay.
I wonder.
So, 2 American tourists were driving through Nova Scotia. As they were approaching Shubenacadie, they started arguing about the pronunciation of the town's name. They argued back and forth until they stopped for lunch. As they stood at the counter, one tourist asked the blonde employee, "Before we order, could you please settle an argument for us? Would you please pronounce where we are very slowly?" The employee leaned over the counter and said, "Tim Hortons."
That's the best joke we've told to start an episode.
See, it's good.
That was really good.
That one made me laugh.
Also, do you think, because, we're recording video for the first time. I was also just thinking, this probably looks like a yoga themed podcast. I feel like we look very zen right now, sitting cross-legged on the couch.
How else do you sit?
There's a lot of variations.
I only sit cross-legged, so there's only one variation.
That is true. Like, we'll be eating supper and you'll like fold up on this little chair somehow.
It's the only way to sit. Okay, so before we get into this episode, I just wanted to start off with acknowledging that we live and record these podcasts in Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This land is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which were first signed between the Mi'kmaq, Wolastoqey, and Peskamakatea, which I definitely butchered that, but peoples, and the British Crown in the 1700s. So we recognize that these treaties did not involve the surrender of land and continue to be living agreements that guide our relationships today.
Nice.
So, what do you think the story is about?
Is it about the Kluskap? Is that what we're talking about?
One of the stories. He has a lot of stories. So we're just going to go a little bit about the Mi'kmaq. So the Mi'kmaq Nation has lived and occupied Nova Scotia since time immemorial. Nova Scotia is part of Mi'kmaq, which is the homeland of the Mi'kmaq people. The Mi'kmaq lived according to specific laws that were bestowed upon them by the Creator, laws which govern their relationship with the land, nature, and mankind. Land ownership is one of many European concepts that was foreign to the Mi'kmaq people at the time of contact, for they did not perceive the land as a possession, but rather a responsibility that was bestowed upon them by the Creator. The land did not belong to the Mi'kmaq belonged to the land. So we're headed to the north shore of Nova Scotia, and more specifically, Cape Chignecto.
I looked into doing stories about the Kluskap
Yeah.
for a future episode, and
So are you pronouncing it, are you spelling it in your head, the Kluskap, like Gloskap, or Kluskap, Klusa?
I think it's supposed to be K, right?
Yeah.
Kluskap.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's different ways of
Right.
I think the one's a little bit more.
The K is the
proper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kluskap.
Mm-hmm.
So because I know Blomidon's a significant spot. So, and obviously there's some amazing trails up there. Cape Dauphin, which we talked about.
Yeah.
And there's a couple others too, but I'm not.
But those are the main ones, and Cape Chignecto.
And Cape Chignecto. So that's what I was going to say, is that I'm not familiar with the stories behind Cape Chignecto at all.
So it's Cape Chignecto, which there's only one story. Cape Dauphin, like I said, is the most sacred, apparently. Blomidon. But those are the main ones. So Cape Chignecto Provincial Park is located in West Advocate Harbor, about 45 kilometers west of Parsboro. It is the largest park in the province, and I wanted to see how many people use the park every, year, how other people do.
Largest provincial park?
Yeah. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that, but that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Because obviously our national parks are bigger, but yeah, we don't really have any big provincial parks.
No, and that one's quite big.
And it's huge, yeah.
To be exact, it's 4,200 hectares.
So yeah, it's pretty substantial.
It's quite big. Yeah. So like I said, I wanted to see how many people use the park every year, but that info isn't publicly shared, which kind of makes sense as I was thinking about it after, because you actually only have to register if you're backpacking, whereas a national park, you have to register.
Get a park pass.
Regardless, so obviously they can see how many people are doing it, but if you're just day hiking, you don't have to let them know that you're there. So
yeah,
there's no way of them actually knowing. So the park encompasses 185-meter high cliffs in the Bay of Fundy, which have the world's highest tides. And the park includes some of the province's finest examples of deep valleys, sheltered coves, rare plants, and remnants of old growth forest, making it a perfect destination for hikers, backpackers, and sea kayakers.
Oh, I've seen so many amazing pictures and videos come out of there.
Culturally, Cape Chignecto was an important seasonal encampment to the Mi'kmaq until the early 18th century. By 1750, approximately 10,000 Acadians were living around the Bay of Fundy, 6,000 of whom were in the Chignecto area. And the Acadian dikes, built to protect the main street of the village from the sea, are still visible in Advocate Harbor. Eatonville, now considered a ghost town, was at its peak in the 1890s, with over 350 residents taking part in lumbering and shipbuilding. The hikes itself in Cape Chignecto, there are 8 trail options ranging in length and difficulty, making it a great choice for day hikers or backpackers alike. Today's story is mostly about the Cape Chignecto, or my tie-in is more about the Cape Chignecto coastal hike. So Cape Chignecto coastal hike is a 52-kilometer loop, which is typically completed in 3 to 4 days. I think it's Nova Scotia's only multi-day hike.
Yeah, soon we'll have the Seawall Trail.
Yeah, but other than that, there's no...
That is one thing I do love about Nova Scotia, though, is that we do have a lot of really great backcountry. So,
yeah,
I know myself and a lot of other people too, you can go and just kind of create your own adventure.
Yeah, but if you're not me alone, I would never do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Totally fair.
I like an established route if I'm
Yeah, it's a whole other ball game.
Oh, no, that's not true. We have Liberty Lake. Whatever it's called. Liberty.
Oh, down in Kedgie.
Yeah, Kedgie. Kedgie has another one.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of conflicting reports about
I've heard it's horrible.
some of those. Yeah, I've heard that too.
I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
This hike is often done as an intro to backpacking, which is kind of what I used it for, because I hadn't camped since my very ill-fated trip to Potts Cove, which maybe one day we'll talk about on this podcast.
I think you should talk about it right now, because it's okay. It's funny now in hindsight.
But like so many things went wrong on my little Paulette's Cove trip, which is like unfortunate. But yeah, it was a lot of amateur mistakes. Do you want me to actually go into it? Okay, so we'll start. We have to start from the beginning of the day because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Okay, so start of the day. So I was supposed to stay at Fishing Cove in Cape Breton the night before. So it would have been like a 6 kilometer out the next day.
Yep.
But because the weather was so bad, I didn't. So the next day I decided to hike the 12 kilometers in and out of Fishing Cove. So I was like kind of tired, and I hadn't really this was like COVID. This is 2020. So like I hadn't really been hiking. So like I just did a couple days of hiking before. Then I just did 12 kilometers of hiking. So my legs were tired. Then I started hiking Paulette's Cove, and I was like dying, and I was like, you know what, it's fine. But it wasn't fine because I was like very tired.
Paulette's Cove has an absolutely brutal start too. It's called Heart Attack Hill.
Yeah.
And you just go up. It feels like forever.
Oh, I thought I was gonna die.
And it's sorry. And you have no real, you don't really have a warm up to it.
It was my first time backpacking.
Oh, is that true?
It was my first time.
It's not the worst thing to do as your first backpacking trip.
No, but
all.
You probably shouldn't I feel like most people, if it's their first time backpacking, probably don't do a 12 kilometer. Not that Fishing Cove's hard, but it is down and then up.
Yeah.
So it's if you haven't been hiking because everything's shut down.
Yeah.
You're probably kind of tired.
Yeah, it's a tough one to.
And so then it's kind of hard on your little leggies.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so I did it with Nellie, my dog. So we did that and it was fine. And then and I knew I wanted to camp at the little cliff part. So the water was kind of high, but it was definitely lower in the morning because it must have been low tide. Oh, it was low tide at the beach. So there was a log that was across one of the narrowest parts of the river where just before the beach was. Because it wasn't fully low tide, so I couldn't walk along the beach. But anyways, try to go across that, and then Nellie wouldn't go across it because it was water. And it was scary, so then I carried her across. But in the process, I fell and hit my head and fell into the water, so I was soaked. And then I decided, but then I was just happy, I made it to my campsite, and I hadn't had it I was trying to camp the night before, so I didn't have phone service, and my phone didn't get service again, so I didn't know when I checked the weather a couple days before, it was fine. It said it was gonna be sunny and all that, so I set up. There's people walking around me. Nobody said anything. That night there was so many thunderstorms around me. I thought I was gonna die. I literally just played Sudoku on my phone until it was bright enough to leave. And then, so first thing...
Did you sleep at all?
No.
Oh, no.
And the next day, it was so windy, too, so I didn't even pack up my tent. I just threw it in my backpack and left. And then the river was a lot higher the next morning. It was up to mid-thigh. And then I couldn't... so then I was talking to this girl, and we were trying to figure out the least steep part to cross, which was up to my mid-thigh, and Nellie obviously wouldn't cross because she had to go in the water, so I carried her over, which meant that I now had gotten my second pair of leggings that I brought soaking wet. So then I ended up hiking out in sweatpants, and then I accidentally threw my backpack while I was trying to find my backpack, or trying to find my my sweatpants in horse poop, so it also smelled like horse poop.
Oh, no. Did you drive home that day?
Yeah. I was supposed to stay one more night, and I stayed home. I just went home.
So you just drove home on no sleep after a big hike?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I didn't have hiking boots yet, so I just wore my Blundstones, and I kept on going up the hill, out of the hill up.
Yeah.
Because it says on all trails, don't do this when it's raining, which isn't fully true, but it's definitely slippery. So I kept on slipping.
Very muddy, yeah.
Every 2 seconds, I was covered in mud. Oh. It was horrible.
It's anyways, that story scares me too, because it's
but I almost died.
That's what I mean. It really goes to show how quick things can change, because if you slipped and hit your head in a slightly different way,
yeah,
you could have been knocked unconscious, and then you're in a raging river essentially, and then you're probably
What do you
dead.
mean?
Well, because you said you hit your head and fell in the water.
Oh, like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that. And then if I had been struck by lightning, because I was too scared to get out of my tent, which is what you're supposed to do when you're in lightning storm.
Please be safe out there, folks.
Also, do your lightning research, what to
Yeah.
do in a lightning
Well, I'm
storm.
glad you're here to tell the story.
Anyways, you can read all about it on my blog that I may have deleted. Anyway, so Cape Chignecto Coastal Trail has wilderness campsites located 2 to 4 hours apart along the trail, and there are a few cabins and bunkhouses available as well. And those,
Bunkhouses?
yeah, it says that, but I think there's like different, like the bunkhouses have like a little bit more room,
Right.
so it's like maybe more than one group can go in it, whereas the cabin is like really just like a group.
Gotcha.
It's kind of nice though, because like they have outhouses at all the campsites. So it's like, it's pretty like,
It's luxurious.
it's luxurious backpacking. Yeah.
Like you said, great introduction.
Yeah.
to
And
have
like,
those facilities.
I think it said that you could get filtered water at the cabin and bunkhouses.
Yeah, that's a good introduction, because my first backpacking trip was the Highlands expedition.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you had to pack out your poop. So that's once you have to do that, everything else is
I mean, you have to
great.
do that in most hikes in BC. Yeah. But I mean, like I've done like other like backcountry adventures, just not hiking. No stranger to the trowel.
no. Yeah.
No stranger to the trowel.
Pooping outside, it's science of its own.
I did this hike in 3 days. So it was like 20 kilometers the first day, I think, 18 the second, and 13 on the last. And then if you're ever going to do this, I would recommend doing Seal Cove the first night and Refugee Cove the second.
Yeah, so I think it's important to kind of paint a visual of what the actual land looks like. So essentially it's a cape going out into the ocean. So it's almost like a triangle shape, right? Where it's like two sides are on the ocean and one side is inland.
Yes.
I think it's probably the most.
Yeah.
It's like a big triangle.
Thank you for describing that for me.
Hopefully that was kind of clear.
Yeah.
So the part that people skip is the side that's inland. So you can get a bus to like one end of the
Yeah.
coastal trail.
I think it's like the Eatonville.
Yeah.
There's like volunteers or something, but you pay for it.
Yeah. So by doing it counterclockwise, you get the inland part done.
Yeah. So I did it. So like the first, I kind of did like, well, honestly, first day is a lot in the trees. You're probably like well over 10 kilometers in the forest. And then the last day you're in the trees a lot too.
Yeah.
So only the second day is where really like
the
a lot
best
of
day of
coastal.
hiking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. So yeah. But so it's like 20, 18, and 13. So it's 13 if you do it that way. But I took you can like take a shortcut on the beach, which I did on the way there and the way out, because you have to take the same way in and out, obviously, because it like loops, but it like there's like generally like a little starting.
A little access trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which you can, so there's like one in the woods that's like a couple of kilometers long, or there's like one that's a little shorter, but it's on the beach, but you can only do the beach at low tide.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise it's gone. So you have to be really mindful, but it's good to like take a screenshot of all the tide times before, just so that you're not like on the beach and then all of a sudden the
There's no more
tide
beach?
comes. Because do you know how fast the Bay of Fundy rises?
No, fastest tides in the world though, and highest tides.
Inch per minute. So I had beautiful weather the first day. Very typical of me. I swear the weather gods used to hate me. They seem to not hate me anymore. Well, no, because like in Scotland, like known for its rain, we had like beautiful sunshine, like 10 out of the 14 days, I swear. But during this time, the weather gods still kind of hated me. So I had like kind of nice weather. Not even nice. I think it was like really nice the first day. Like it was beautiful, high spirits. It was my first like solo backpacking trip too. I had both girls with me. The dogs is what I mean with girls.
So when we say Nelly, we have a big.
German wire-haired pointer.
Yep. And then when we say Nagisa,
She's our little pomsky.
little Pomsky, part Pomeranian, part Husky. You tell everyone you have a Pomsky, and they're like, "How the heck did that happen?" So they're like, "Was the Husky the mom or the dad?" I said, "I don't know. I have diagrams at home. I'm trying to figure it out. I'll let you know."
Oh my. But like you said, so the beautiful weather the first day, and then the second, which like was like great, but then also I was like in the trees the whole day. And then the second day, the day of the views, it was like foggy. So like,
yeah, that's tough.
and foggy and raining. I remember I was so wet. And like it's so there's nothing worse than camping with two wet dogs. Also, I didn't realize this. There was like on day 3, there's this huge like hill that you had to walk up. I remember like I had no energy left because I didn't eat very much the whole trip.
I think fate brought us together so that I can look after your calorie count when we hike.
Yeah, I probably had
Because what you would do before would stress me out so badly.
I didn't have lunch. I had breakfast of maybe like 200. Like I had breakfast of like a protein bar. So I'd have a Cliff bar for breakfast and then I'd have dinner.
That makes me so anxious.
I'd eat more at home than I did hiking.
Oh, I can't even think about that. It stresses me out. And now it's like we eat a lot when we're out there.
Well, because you do. So
yeah,
I've been forced to.
And so, yeah.
But anyway, so on the last day, so like pretty tired, but I didn't realize this until I was reading a blog, but there's like a 200-meter hill that you have to walk up, but it's like 45-degree incline. So it's quite like steep. I remember walking up this hill and there was like, of course, that's when there was people around me and I was just like dying and the girls were tired and we're just like, we struggled up this hill so bad.
I mean, sometimes hiking with the girls is like great because sometimes they just pull you up
But
the hill.
they didn't. They were tired.
Yeah, you had to pull them.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, let's go. But anyway, so this hike, which is why I'm talking about it, or the story that I'm going to associate with it, I guess, allows you to get a good view of what our story is about today, which is the Three Sisters Stack.
It's a rock formation, right?
Yeah, I'll get into it in a second. But even though there is a 2.5 or 2.2 kilometer trail that leads directly to the Three Sisters Stack, so like there's a trail from the visitor center that you can take directly there. You can get breathtaking views from them from the coastal trail as well.
I have breathtaking views from where I'm sitting.
Oh my God. But the main, like that's like kind of like the main thing that it's known for.
You're just yelling, oh my God. It's really funny.
Sorry. Okay, so Three Sisters.
Just so you guys know, when we started dating, this is how the flirting went too. Nothing has changed. Like it would be like me trying something and then you would just get mildly irritated.
Anyways, so I'm going to show you a picture of the Three Sisters and we'll put one on Instagram. So they're these.
Oh, those are gorgeous.
So they're called the Three Sisters.
It's kind of reminiscent for me of Cape Split.
Yeah.
And kind of the rock formation that comes off the end of that.
I think that's probably why there's Kluskap, I think also has stories in Cape Split. I think.
Yeah. Those are gorgeous. You can like, they have an aura, as the kids say. You know what I mean? Like you can like
look at
feel how powerful they are.
Like I said, we'll put a picture. I have a picture from the trail, but it's like kind of far away.
Yeah.
But you can like, there's like a hiking trail, like I said, that like brings you right to the thing.
Yeah.
Or you can see kayak.
Oh, it'd be so cool to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll share a better, like a close-up picture and give credit to the photographer on Instagram here. So you guys can see.
So the Three Sisters Stack is a rock formation that stands on the northwest shore off of Cape Chignecto. So these sea stacks are remnants of lava flows and magma intrusions from deep within the earth. The geological formation of what they are is called the Fountain Lake Group. So I don't know anything about rocks, but maybe somebody who understands what rocks. They're about 360 to 320 million years old.
Oh, wow. And just so like for the people listening who don't want to go to Instagram, which is totally fair, it's basically just like big rock spires coming out of the ocean. Like big pointed rocks.
They're best experienced by sea kayak from Spicer Cove or from hiking the trails of Cape Chignecto Provincial Park. Okay, so now we're going to get into the myth.
My friend Alan that I did the seawall with has a paraglider.
Yeah,
That'd be a cool way of experiencing them.
that would be cool.
He used his paraglider to blow the leaves on his yard into a pile.
What?
He wore it on his back and he's walked around his yard and just... I'll show you the video.
That's so funny.
Okay, we'll make a collage on Instagram of things we talked about in this podcast. You'll see the three sisters.
Unrelated to
and,
this.
yeah, and you'll see my friend Alana Leaf blowing his yard with a paraglider on his back. And some other things too, probably.
Yeah. So this story or myth is called Kluskap and the Three Sisters. According to Mi'kmaq legend, at one time Kluskap became angry with three sisters who were playing a prank on him while he was out hunting moose. So just a quick overview of Kluskap's creation story. So after the Mi'kmaq world was created and after the animals, birds, and plants were placed on the surface, the creator caused a bolt of lightning to hit the surface of Osukimu. This bolt of lightning caused the formation of an image of a human body. It was Kluskap, first shaped out of the basic element of the Mi'kmaq world, sand. The creator unleashed another bolt of lightning which gave life to Kluskap, but he could not yet move. He was stuck to the ground watching the world go by. His head was facing the direction of the rising sun. His feet were in the direction of the setting sun. His right hand was pointed north, and his left hand was in the south direction. Kluskap watched the animals, the birds, and the plants grow and pass around him. He asked for freedom to move about the Mi'kmaq world. So it was with that a third blast of lightning came, and that caused Kluskap to become free and to be able to stand on the surface of the earth. The story goes that Kluskap was responsible for the creation of landscape features throughout Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Cape Breton Island. His kettle was an island, his canoe was a large rock, and his dogs at his departure were turned to stone. He created turtles, tadpoles, crabs, and leeches, took the noses from porcupines and toads, gave beavers their tail, gave frogs and loons their distinctive voices, and reduced all of the animals to the size they are now.
Whoa, so they were bigger before?
Yeah, so it'll come a little in a second here.
Okay.
He left his footprints in stone, cleared rivers for navigation, carved channels with his paddle, gave names to the principal places along the shorelines of the maritime provinces, and finally named all the stars and constellations. The natural environment was a theater in which Kluskap helped to create a world, and in that world he gave the Mi'kmaq primordial rights to harvesting of various types. He was primarily a teacher. In short, the world was here when he was created. He just worked on fixing the place up a bit to make it more habitable. He performed such feats as taming the ferocious squirrel down to a manageable size, tempering the winds, and releasing the waters by killing the giant frog who held them back. In his hunting and other adventures, he left behind all kinds of things that are now part of the landscape, among them a snowshoe in the St. John River and his canoe near Castine. So it's like a little story that he basically just took the world and just made it work for humans. So more about the story. The sisters, who were Bonoski, female sorceresses or witch spirits, have the power to turn into different animal spirits. They're also called shapeshifters. The sisters turned themselves into wolves. So, okay, do you remember that the story happened, started, sorry, I should have, because I wanted to give more information about Kluskap, but basically the story starts that Kluskap becomes angry with his three sisters, or not his three sisters, just three sisters, who were playing a prank on him while he was out hunting moose. So then these sisters, who are shapeshifters, turned themselves into wolves and chased off the moose who Kluskap was hunting. When Kluskap caught up to the sisters and figured out what they were doing, he turned the three sisters into the three large stone statues that we see today at Cape Chignecto. Another story goes on to say that Kluskap turned moose into stone as well, and this is the Isle Haute. And
the Isle Haute is another really...
What is that?
It's this island in the middle of the Bay of Fundy, and if you look at it from the shore, it's just this... It's a pretty sizable island, but it's out there and it's really high.
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when you look at that thing from the shore, it's just this monster just emerging from the
And is
ocean.
it close to this?
Well, it's out in the Bay of Fundy.
Okay, so all these things happen in the Bay of Fundy.
So relatively close.
Yeah. According to this legend or myth, the sisters turn into stones there, and the moose that he's hunting turns into this island.
See, I love these. So these are the kinds of stories that kind of made me want to start a podcast like this.
Yeah.
because like these are like these like amazing, beautiful things that you see from the trail.
Yeah.
And then when you hike out there and look at them, and you have this kind of backstory to it, it gives them like this power, and it's just like
Yeah.
it adds so much when you're there visiting these places.
Yeah.
So this is like the perfect story for this.
So it's like a short but sweet story.
Yeah.
I just thought like I kind of knew a little bit about the story, but you know, like going to see them, like it's really cool, and it's cool that like them on their own are like really pretty and magical, but
then
like
you give them this backstory.
yeah, of like
Yeah.
these like 3 mischievous shapeshifters who like obviously got in trouble, and I'm sure like the original story is longer because like all the ones that I saw are like very short. Like he just like gets mad at them, turns them into, but there has to be like a bigger.
Is that the podcast?
That is it.
That was
Sorry.
lovely. Thank you for sharing.
I know it kind of ended abruptly,
Yeah.
but
And now they're eternalized forever in Cape Chignecto.
yeah.
Go hike it.
Yeah, if you don't want to do the whole hike, which like you should, but if you don't want to, the trail just to see these rocks is just a little bit over 2 kilometers.
I would love to dive further into the Kluskap
Yeah.
in a future episode because like so the caves at Cape Dauphin,
Yeah.
the ferry hole,
Mhm.
that is, I believe, I think that's a very sacred place as well. I think that was like his passing place.
That's
Yeah,
where he died?
I believe so. It's something like that. Like it
Yeah.
was like his final resting place.
Yeah, I think I read
I
something
believe
like
is
that.
a story.
Yeah.
So there's a lot, and there's some great stories around Blomidon as well, which kind of makes sense because that's like the other end of the Bay of Fundy.
Mhm.
So I would love to talk more about the stories around that in the future, I think.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening so much, everybody.
The more footsteps.
The more folklore.
Goodbye.
Bye. Check out our Instagram for a picture of the 3 sisters, Alana cleaning his yard, and we'll throw an eel out as well.
And if you like the podcast, you could rate it
Yep.
or tell your friends. That would actually be more appreciated.
Yeah, just anything, please. See you guys next time.
bye.
Bye.